Okay, so hi, my beautiful ladies. This is Saloni, your host from Team Pankhuri, and we are going to. Uh, is my voice echoing a little? Okay. So yes, everyone. Hi, this is Team Pankhuri, and this is your host Saloni. So as you all know, that today we are going to start with a very beautiful. Okay, just a second. Yes, my voice is echoing a lot. Just a second. Okay, so I think my voice should be fine now. Okay, just a second, everyone. Okay, I think it should not echo now. So yes, everyone, hi and hello. This is your host Saloni from Team Pankhuri, and I hope that you all are very excited for today's session. So as you all know, that today we are going to learn a very interesting cake recipe. That is the recipes of cake jars. So I hope that everybody is really excited for it because trust me, I am very excited. And as you can see, this is our trainer. This is our trainer, Dr. Krishna. She'll be the one to teach us all about everything about the cake jars. So yes, before starting the session, there are just few things I want to tell you all about. सेशन स्टार्ट होने से पहले कुछ बेसिक चीजें हैं जो मैं आपको बता देना चाहती हूँ. So as you all know that all the sessions that Pankhuri hosts, we have both the languages that are done in Hindi and in English both. So we are going to do the same here also. हमारा पूरा ही session दोनों ही languages में होगा, हिंदी और English दोनों में. Dr. Krishna will be speaking in English and I'll be translating the same thing in Hindi. डॉक्टर कृष्णा हर चीज को इंग्लिश में एक्सप्लेन करेंगी एंड देन मैं वो सारी चीजों को एक बार हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगी ताकि किसी को भी लैंग्वेज को लेकर के कोई भी प्रॉब्लम ना हो. आफ्टर दैट whatever questions and queries you have, you can always let us know in the chat box, and I will ask all those questions and queries to Dr. Krishna, and we will try to solve all your doubts here. Okay? अगर आपकी कोई भी क्वेश्चन और क्वेरी हो तो आप वो सारी की सारी क्वेश्चन एंड क्वेरीज चैट बॉक्स में पूछ सकते हैं एंड हम लोग ट्राई करेंगे उन सबको यहाँ पे सॉल्व करने का. ओके. आफ्टर दैट don't worry about anything, all the products or everything. They have already been listed on the app. So you can just check our app and you will get the product list there. So आपको किसी भी चीज के लिए परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं है. जो भी हमारे प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, जो भी कृष्णा मैम यूज करेंगी, वो सारे के सारे प्रोडक्ट्स ऑलरेडी ऐप पे अपलोडेड हैं. तो आप इजिली वहां से जा करके अपना सारे के सारे प्रोडक्ट्स को बाय कर सकते हैं. ओके. आफ्टर दैट फॉर द पीडीएफ पार्ट ऑल्सो, we have already uploaded the PDF on the app. So if in case you want to go through the PDF also, that is also available. You can easily go through that. Okay. So जो हमारा PDF होगा इस रेसिपी का वो भी ऑलरेडी ऐप पे अपलोडेड है. तो आप वहां पे जाकर भी पूरा PDF चेक कर सकते हैं एंड इट विल बी डन. ओके. And also, if you miss anything or you forget anything, don't worry about it. We have got you covered. You can watch the recording on the YouTube whenever you want to. तो ये जो सेशन होगा इसकी जो रिकॉर्डिंग होगी वो यूट्यूब पे हमेशा के लिए रहेगी. तो आप जब चाहें एंड जितनी बार चाहें उतनी बार देख सकते हैं. ओके. So yes, without wasting any time, let's get started with the session. Over to you, Dr. Krishna. Uh, Doctor, you're actually on mute. Can you please unmute yourself? Okay, you're on unmute, but I cannot hear you.
Yeah, is this better?
Yeah, it is better now. I can hear you clearly. You're audible, Dr. Krishna.
I'm audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, so hi everyone watching me today live. Can you just got it? Yeah. Hi everyone watching me today. I am Dr. Krishna Purohit. I am a cosmetic dentist by profession and also a home baker. Most of you have already done my previous class in collaboration with Pankhuri that I had done last time, which was on cake pops. So here I am again today, and today we are going to do cake jars. We are going to cover 4 types of cake jars. Okay, one is going to be a chocolate ganache choco chip cake jar. The other one is going to be a classic vanilla choco chip cake jar. The third one is going to be a caramel rainbow cake jar. And the fourth one is going to be Oreo coffee cake jar. Okay, so before we start, I just want you to understand that what we are going to do today. So today we are going to assemble all the cakes in a jar, and I will show you how it is done. There are different techniques, there are different tips and tricks that I'll be sharing throughout the session. And if you all have any doubts, you all can just message, and then Saloni will just read it out to me. So yeah, so with this session, I have also attached the PDF, which has the entire list of tools and also the procedure how this is done. Okay, so tools, I will just tell you all what we're going to need. We're going to need glass jars, of course, right? We're going to need some whipping cream, which I have already whipped. We're going to need some whipping cream, right? We're going to need a mixing bowl. So this is the mixing bowl. We're going to need a spatula. I have the spatula. We're going to need some piping bags. So for piping bags, I'm going to use these disposable piping bags, right? I'm going to use these piping bags. Next, we're going to need a vanilla sponge, right? We're going to need the chocolate sponge. We're also going to need for rainbow. I have already made few sponges. So yeah, so all these are the colorful sponge that I'm going to use for the rainbow cake jar, right? We're going to need some caramel syrup, okay, for whipping the cream and to give that flavor. We're going to also need some chocolate syrup, right? Other than that, we have a few nozzles. I have a nozzle set. You all can also easily buy a few nozzles, and even if you all don't have nozzles, I will also teach you how to do without the nozzles, right? So that's one thing. I have more mixing bowls in case since I'm going to cover like 4 classic flavors. I have kept 4 jars ready with me, 4 bowls ready with me, so that I can show you all individual mixing and individual assembly, right? Other than that, I have few decorative stuff, so all that we'll cover in the end. So first, looking forward to starting with chocolate ganache choco chip cake jar, right? So this is my ganache. So ganache is usually made up of, there are various types how you can make the ganache. I have used Amul fresh cream, which is 1 portion of Amul fresh cream and 2 portions of dark compound. So that's how I've made this ganache. You all can also make with you all can melt your whipping cream, the cream that you all use for piping and for icing. You all can also use that. You all can melt it and just put 2 parts of your dark compound in it, and that's how it will be done. So there are various types, but I have used fresh cream and chocolate. So this is my ganache, which is ready. Now I'm going to use a 100 ml jar. There are different types of jars, right? So this is the round jar and this is a 100 ml jar. I also have a hexagonal jar, right? This is a hexagonal jar. I'm going to do the others in these, so you all actually get a clearer idea of how I'm supposed to, layer it step by step. And when you actually look at the glass, we need to see those layers. We need to actually see how this is done. Other than that, since this is a very classic, idea to gift to your favorite people or to your loved ones, like I've, said in the video, if you have guests coming at your place and if you want to just like impress them or make something nice for them, you can probably take your glass, okay, and I will also teach you all how you can, layer your cake jar. So how you do in this? Similarly, you're going to do in a glass form. So I'm going to teach you. I have different types so that you all don't get confused and then you all it's just clear for you all. कि अच्छा इसमें भी हो पाएगा, इसमें भी हो पाएगा. You all can do in anything. Okay, so starting with this is a round jar which is a 100 ml jar. I'm going to use this. I've just opened the lid and I'm keeping it aside because we're going to need that in the end and not now. Okay. So this is my jar. My ganache is ready. I'm going to take
Doctor,
a mixing bowl.
Dr. Krishna, just let me
Yes.
explain it in Hindi also once. मैं एक बार
Yes.
हिंदी
Yes.
में भी बता देती हूँ. तो
Yes.
अभी
Yes.
हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, आज हम अपना जो केक जार बनाएंगे उसके लिए हम लोगों को डिफरेंट डिफरेंट मटेरियल्स लगेंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल हमें कुछ केक स्पंजेस लगेंगे. जो यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने केक स्पंजेस लिए हैं वो चॉकलेट और वेनिला केक स्पंजेस हैं. आप दोनों ही नॉर्मल जो केक रेसिपीज होती हैं आप नॉर्मल वैसे ही स्पंजेस बना लेंगे अपने केक जार के लिए. उसके बाद फिर आप जब रेनबो वाला जब आप देखेंगे अभी हम लोग बनाएंगे अपना केक जार, तो उसके लिए भी हम लोगों ने नॉर्मल आपको स्पंजेस बनाने हैं एंड उसमें आप थोड़ा सा कलर ऐड करके जेल कलर्स ऐड करके आप उसको डिफरेंट कलर्स का कर सकते हैं. तो ये हो जाएगा हमारा रेनबो केक जार के लिए. ये चीज़ें हो गई. उसके अलावा आपको लगेगा चॉकलेट सिरप, आपको लगेगा कैरमल सिरप, पाइपिंग बैग, विपिंग पाइपिंग टूल्स एंड विपिंग क्रीम. और उसके अलावा फिर आपको कुछ भी अगर डेकोरेट करना हो तो आप उसके लिए अलग चीज़ें ले सकते हैं. जो हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे सबसे पहला जो हम लोग केक बनाएंगे वो हमारा गनाश केक होगा. तो गनाश जो हम लोगों ने बनाया है आज उसमें हम लोग का जो रेशियो है वो है 2:1 का. अब जो गनाश बनता है वो बहुत अलग अलग तरीकों से बन सकता है. जो आज डॉक्टर कृष्णा बना रही हैं वो 2:1 रेशियो का गनाश है. एंड उसमें हम लोगों ने एक पोर्शन लिया है फ्रेश क्रीम का और हम लोगों ने दो पोर्शन लिया है डार्क कंपाउंड का. ओके. एक पोर्शन आपका रहेगा फ्रेश क्रीम और दो पोर्शन रहेगा आपका डार्क कंपाउंड का. ये एक तरीका हो सकता है आपका गनाश बनाने का. दूसरा तरीका जो आपका हो सकता है गनाश बनाने का वो हो सकता है कि आप विपिंग क्रीम यूज करें. विपिंग क्रीम में क्या होता है कि सेम प्रोसेस होगा. विपिंग क्रीम को आप हल्का सा मेल्ट कर लीजिए. उसके बाद आप जितना आपने चॉकलेट लिया होगा उसका जस्ट हाफ आप उसमें विपिंग क्रीम मिक्स करेंगे एंड आपका बन जाएगा चॉकलेट गनाश. तो ये तरीका हो गया आपका चॉकलेट गनाश बनाने का. नेक्स्ट हम लोगों ने जार्स लिए हैं. जो हमारा एक जार है वो अराउंड 100 ml का है. आप कितने भी ml का ले सकते हैं वो आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. ओके. यस डॉक्टर कृष्णा. ओवर टू यू डॉक्टर कृष्णा.
Yeah, hi. So now what I'm going to do is there are different ways how you can start layering. Usually the first layer that you put in the jar should be of the cake sponge, okay, and not of the center filling like a ganache or a whipped cream or anything else that you're using. So usually we start with a sponge layer and then the other layers. Reason here hota hai because ganache the consistency is soft एंड whipped cream consistency soft है. तो जब हम लेयर करते हैं तो अंदर का जो whatever the last layer is it just comes off and it disturbs the the uniformity of the jar. So what we do is the last layer is always going to be of chocolate. Now understanding this part, the opening of the jar is, for example, this round and the base of the jar is separate, as in the opening is smaller than the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make crumbs of the cake and then I will do it. So I will show you all while I do it. So I will just take one portion of it. This is my chocolate sponge and I'm just breaking it, making crumbs out of it. Yeah.
So
You can even grind it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
तो सबसे पहले जब आप अपना केक जार बनाएंगे तो इसमें सबसे पहले आपका जो बेस लेयर होगा वो आपका होना चाहिए आपके केक का. तो उसमें आपको क्या करना है, आप डायरेक्टली अगर आप ऐसे केक डालेंगे ना तो थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है बिकॉज केक जो है वो एक पर्टिकुलर शेप का है एंड देन आपका जार किसी पर्टिकुलर शेप का होगा. तो इससे प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. इसके लिए हम लोग क्या करेंगे, हम लोग अपने स्पंज को लेंगे, उसको ऐसे थोड़ा थोड़ा सा क्रम्बल कर देंगे. क्रम्बल यानी कि आप उसको तोड़ रहे हो अपने केक को. तो आप वैसे करके अपने केक को तोड़ देंगे. जब आपका केक टूट जाएगा फिर अच्छे से, अगर आप हाथ से नहीं करना चाहते हो तो आप मिक्सर ग्राइंडर में भी कर सकते हो, जैसे भी आपको नॉर्मल पड़े। तो आप उसको इजीली तोड़ के उसके बाद हम लोग उसको जार में डाल देंगे। ओके, नाउ अभी यहाँ पे कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चंस थे, तो आई विल टेक फ्यू क्वेश्चंस हियर।
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so somebody was asking that, ma'am, if we want to sell these cake jars, what could be the maximum price of it?
Maximum price can be 600, 800, but it also depends in the area that you're staying in, and you have to go in, equanimity with the bakers that you're living around with. So if the bakers around you are charging 500 or 400, you can't shoot up to 800 or something. So that will be a way where your product will not sell. So if you're an initial, if you're a starter, you have to start with a slightly lesser rate, and then you can increase. But yes, you have to understand the locality that you're staying in.
तो अगर आप ये बेचना चाह रहे हैं अपना केक जार, तो आपको सबसे पहले तो अपनी लोकेलिटी में देखना पड़ेगा कि यूजुअली केक्स कितने के बिक रहे हैं ऐसे वाले, एंड देन आप अकॉर्डिंगली अपने प्राइसेस को रख सकते हैं। बट सिंस अगर आप इनिशियल स्टेज में हैं तो बहुत महंगा मत रखिएगा, बिकॉज देन आपका बिकेगा नहीं। ये पहले आपको एक ट्रस्ट बिल्ड करना पड़ेगा, देन ओनली आप कुछ भी सेल कर सकते हो। तो एक प्रॉपर अमाउंट रखिए जिसमें आपको लॉस भी ना हो, बट आपका बिक जाए एंड देन आप सेल कर सकते हो। ओके, I can see a lot of people still have the confusion with the ganache, so I will just repeat the recipe of ganache once so that everything gets clear here. Okay, मैं ganache की रेसिपी एक बार रिपीट कर देती हूँ ताकि सब कुछ क्लियर हो जाए। तो जो गनाश यहाँ पे डॉक्टर कृष्ण ने बनाया है, वहां पे उन्होंने क्या किया है, उन्होंने लिया है 2:1 का रेशियो। 2:1 के रेशियो का मतलब है कि आप जितनी अपनी चॉकलेट लेंगे उसका जस्ट हाफ आप लेंगे फ्रेश क्रीम। जो यहाँ पे डॉक्टर कृष्णा यूज करती हैं वो अमूल का फ्रेश क्रीम यूज करती हैं। आप कोई भी फ्रेश क्रीम यूज कर सकते हैं। एंड जो लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि कौन से ब्रांड का हम कंपाउंड ले सकते हैं, आप मॉडे का ले सकते हैं, आप पैनलियर का ले सकते हैं, आप कोई भी डार्क कंपाउंड जो अच्छा हो ले सकते हैं। तो आपने जितना डार्क कंपाउंड लिया है उसका जस्ट हाफ आप लेंगे अपना फ्रेश क्रीम, एंड उसको आप फिर दोनों को साथ में मेल्ट करके मिक्स करके गनाश बन जाएगा। So for the ganache, the ratio is 2:1. The compound that you can take can be either of Morde or by Vandier. The fresh cream that Dr. Krishnan has taken here is by Amul. You just need to take half amount of the fresh cream compared to your chocolate. So if you have taken 100 grams of chocolate, you will be taking 50 grams of fresh cream. Melt them together, mix them, and your ganache will be ready. This is how you make your ganache. Yes, Dr. Krishna. So you can see
Okay.
Dr. Krishna has used Morte here.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think I just showed it. I have
Yeah,
used model. Yeah. Okay. So now starting with this, I have made crumbs of the chocolate sponge that I had. Now I am going to take, so this is like a very classic example. I have also learned from my mistakes. So I will just give you all what I have learned. Yeah. So this is my piping bag. I'm going to just take out the air from the piping bag and put it in a glass and cover the glass like this. Yeah, so this is a very classic example how you can easily load your stuff in the piping bag without creating a mess. Okay. So what I have done is I have just covered the glass, and I'm loading it with ganache. Okay. Can you see my piping bag? It comes out clean, right? And with the help of a scissor, here I'm not using any nozzle. So with the help of a scissor, I'm just giving it a small cut.
So अभी आपने देखा,
Can you see? This is how it looks now. Yeah, Saloni, you can explain then in Hindi.
okay. So and yes, everyone, the ganache that we're using here is at room temperature. It's not hot. Never use hot ganache over your cake. Okay, like until you're decorating or something like that. It's the normal room temperature ganache. Room temperature पे है हमारा ganache. Okay. So अभी हम लोगों ने क्या किया, हम लोगों ने पाइपिंग बैग लिया, उसको अपने ग्लास के अंदर डाला। उस ग्लास में डालने के बाद हम लोगों ने उसके ऊपर से अपना जो भी हमारा गनाश हम लोगों ने लगाया था वो लगाया एंड देन फ्रंट से हम लोगों ने, जब हमारा गनाश पूरा आ गया बैग में, तो हम लोगों ने फ्रंट से उसको थोड़ा सा कट किया एंड हमारा जो पाइपिंग के लिए तैयार है वो मतलब पाइपिंग बैग हमारा तैयार है आगे के लिए ना। अब इसमें क्या होगा, आपके एयर बबल्स भी नहीं आएंगे, बहुत क्लीनली आपका हो जाएगा एंड आपको बहुत ज्यादा हैसल नहीं करना पड़ेगा। ओके, यस डॉक्टर कृष्ण।
Yeah, the reason हमने glass में इसलिए लिया because see, if you just hold your piping bag like that and then if you just take a spoon and start putting it, you'll mess around with the piping bag. It just gets dirty. Okay, so what I've done is, which is why I've used a glass. So now I just keep this at the side and we'll start layering, which is like the best part, right? So this is my cake crumbs. I'm taking a spoon and with the help of a spoon, I'm putting the crumbs in the jar. Okay, I'm just putting it and I will, while I put it with the spoon itself, I am leveling it. Okay, I don't want any irregularities in the layer. I just want like every layer to be visible. So what I'm doing is, I am taking it with the help of a spoon, I'm putting it in the jar and I'm layering it. Okay, while I layer it, you all can just have a look. With the spoon, it's just your simple small spoon which easily goes into the jar and I am just leveling it. Yeah, you can put a little more of the sponge, that's okay. Yeah.
सो आप देख सकते हैं हम लोगों ने जो हमारे केक्स को क्रम किया था, हम लोगों ने वो क्रम्बल्ड केक को इसमें डाला एंड उसके बाद हम लोगों ने अपने स्पून की हेल्प से उसको प्रॉपरली तरफ एकदम अच्छे तरीके से सेटल डाउन कर दिया है। एंड जो केक है वो घर का बना केक है, रेडीमेड केक नहीं है। यू कैन यूज द केक दैट यू मेक एट योर होम। ओके,
Okay, so now I'm taking the ganache bag. So usually we can also take directly in a spoon and then put the next layer. But just to achieve those cleaner layers, I am using a piping bag. You all can do it the other way also, but I prefer doing it like this because the layers look clean. Okay, so this is my first layer. This is my ganache, and see how I pipe it. So I'm first going to pipe from the sides, okay? So yeah, that's how it comes. I'm piping from the side, 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 side. Yeah, can you see? I have piped from the side. Yeah, and now I will fill in the center of it. Yeah, so that's how clean it looks. Is it clear?
yes, yes, Dr. Krishnan, it's absolutely clear.
Yeah, okay, so I've done this, and again, now since I've put this is optional. Okay, if you're a home baker, if you want to take orders, this is optional, you can ask your client, but if you're just making for family, then it depends on your taste. So here I will just show you all how you all can do it. This is Hershey's syrup that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to put little bit of Hershey's
Doctor,
syrup on this.
Doctor,
Yeah,
is it possible that we can zoom the camera a little towards the
yes,
jar?
yeah, we'll do. Zoom the camera.
Okay. Until this is happening, guys, don't worry. Everybody who want to learn the making of the cake base, I will request you to please join our basic to advanced baking class or the baking class. Dr. Krishnan is always also coming up with its baking class, so you can join her there and you can learn her the recipe of making the this bases. Okay, so Dr. Krishnan भी आ रही हैं अपनी basic to advanced baking class के साथ, तो आप ये जो स्पंज है उसकी रेसिपी आप उनसे सीख सकते हैं। ओके,
There is a lot that I'll be covering in the basic to advanced class, from sponge making to actually whipping the cream to actually get a consistency of a ganache and everything, layering, icing, giving crumb coating on the cake, every so you all can do that. Okay, so what I've done is I have just put the first layer, the ganache layer. I have poured little Hershey's chocolate syrup on it, and I'm going to take some choco chips. It's mentioned in the tools that you will need. So yeah, so these are some choco chips, and I'm just going to put few, yeah, just a few.
So
I'll show
अभी
it
हम
to
लोगों
you.
ने अपनी एक केक की लेयर लगाई थी. केक की लेयर के बाद हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, हम लोगों ने करा है अपना जो गनाश होता है, पाइपिंग बैग से हम लोगों ने गनाश डाला, उसके ऊपर शुगर सिरप, एंड देन अब हम लोगों ने डाला है चोको चिप्स.
Okay.
Okay,
So I
so
have just put some choco chips. Now I'm taking the chocolate crumbs again, and that's how we're going to keep repeating. So this is the crumb layer, the ganache layer, little syrup, little choco chips, and again I'm putting the crumbs again. And like we did the previous time, we're going to level it.
तो अभी हमारा एक लेयर रेडी हुआ. अब हम यही सेम चीज रिपीट करेंगे. हम तब तक इस सेम चीज प्रोसेस को रिपीट करेंगे जब तक हमारी प्रॉपर पूरी ऊपर तक ऐसे लेयर भर ना जाए. ओके, पूरा ऊपर तक आना चाहिए. तो वो सेम चीज अभी हम वापस से क्रम डालेंगे, लेवल आउट करेंगे, गनाश डालेंगे, चॉकलेट सिरप डालेंगे, एंड देन उसके ऊपर हम डालेंगे अपना चोको चिप. एंड आप यही सेम चीज ऐसे रिपीट करते हुए चले जाएं. तो डॉक्टर कृष्ण, देयर वर फ्यू क्वेश्चंस हियर.
Yes, yes.
So people wanted to know that what will be the shelf life of these jar cakes.
So if you keep them in the refrigerator, you can use it for 6 to 7 days.
Okay. So अगर आप इसको फ्रिज में रखते हैं तो आप 6 to 7 days अपना केक जार को ऐसे ही रख सकते हैं. Okay. And there were few more questions. Let me check them out. Okay.
I'll continue with this because it's the same thing that repeats.
Okay, everybody. Acha, there was one more question, Dr. Krishnan. So somebody was asking that, ma'am, that the cake sponge that you have taken, have you soaked it in sugar syrup or it's not soaked in it?
No, it's not so. Because there's already so much of sweetness, right? The cake. So while I made the sponge, there was sugar in it. My ganache has sugar. My syrup has sugar. My choco chips are again sweet. So I don't want to make it extra sweet. Now that again depends on you. And my cake is already very moist. So yes, I have not soaked it, but that's optional. If you want to do it, you can do it.
ओके. तो अगर आपका केक जो है, अभी जो डॉक्टर कृष्ण ने यहाँ पे स्पंज यूज किया है वो ना सोक्ड नहीं है. जो शुगर सिरप है उसमें सोक्ड नहीं है. तो अगर, क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली हम लोग अभी इतना सारा गनाश डाल रहे हैं, हमारा चॉकलेट सिरप डाल रहे हैं, तो ऑलरेडी वो काफी स्वीट हो ही जाएगा. बट इफ इन केस आप चाहें तो आप बिल्कुल उसको शुगर सिरप में सोक कर सकते हैं. ओके.
Yes. So this is my next layer. Uspe again, I'm putting little chocolate syrup. That is my Hershey's chocolate syrup. Little bit of choco chips.
Okay. So there is one more question that, ma'am, have you removed the top layer of the cake or we can use the whole cake?
My cakes are usually very moist and soft, so I have not removed the top layer because if you see, the top layer is already very moist. Yeah, so I usually don't remove the top layer unless it's hard or overcooked or overbaked.
Okay. So somebody is asking that, ma'am, the dark compound that you use, do you keep it in the fridge or we can keep it outside also?
Dark compound, you are supposed to keep it outside, that is at room temperature. Only if you've opened it. If you've opened it, you either seal it or secure it with a sellotape, or if you're actually keeping it open, then you keep it in the refrigerator. Nahi to you can keep it at room temperature.
Okay. तो आपका जो चॉकलेट कंपाउंड है, अगर आपने उसको खोल दिया है और आप ऐसे मोड़ के उसके ऊपर सेलो टेप लगा दे रहे हो, तो आप उसको बाहर ही रख सकते हो रूम टेम्परेचर पे. बट इफ इन केस आप सेलो टेप नहीं लगा रहे हो, वो पूरा ऐसे पैकेट खुला हुआ है, तब आप प्लीज उसको अपने उसमें रखिएगा, फ्रिज के अंदर. ओके. सो अभी जो, अच्छा, देयर आर फ्यू मोर क्वेश्चंस. So everybody who was asking that how big is that jar, so it is a 100 ml jar. Okay, जो हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे यूज किया है वो 100 लेवल का जार, 100 ml का जार है. आप इससे बड़ा भी यूज कर सकते हैं, छोटा भी यूज कर सकते हैं, विच एवर फील्स कंफर्टेबल टू यू. Okay, so somebody is asking that, ma'am, as you're pressing the above layer, won't it affect the layer at the bottom?
Sorry?
As you're pressing your cake from above, won't it affect the layer at the bottom of it?
No, it won't affect, which is why I told you like the final layer has to be of the cake. If you put this at the bottom, then it will. But since I'm pressing each and every layer, the layer is going to be intact. It's going to be in its original position, the position that I am putting it in.
Okay. And somebody was asking, if we do not keep it in the fridge, then for how many days will these cakes stay good to eat?
If you're just keeping, if you stay at a cooler place wherein a place like a hill station or something, then 2 days should be ideal, not more than that. If you stay in a place like Bombay where it is very hot, it will not be good for few hours, for more than few hours, for 5 hours or something, not more than that for sure. So, but since you're doing so much effort, you're making it with so much love, I think you put it in the, if you're going to have it later, you can keep it in the refrigerator only.
Okay. So, okay, guys, everybody who's asking about the cake price, cake jar price, we have already discussed it. So I will request everyone to please rewatch the recording once. Okay, so केक प्राइस है वो ऑलरेडी डिस्कस हो चुका है. आई विल रिक्वेस्ट यू टू एक बार आप रिकॉर्डिंग चेक कर लीजिएगा.
Yeah, and this
So
is the
here,
final layer that I'm putting. This is my most final layer that I'm putting. Okay, so like I already told you all, the last layer has to be of cake sponge. The topmost layer is supposed to be of ganache. So you all, while you're doing it, that's how you all, it will come with judgment. But yeah, the final layer has to be with ganache because we'll be pouring some chocolate syrup and some choco chips. So the moment if you're giving it to someone, the moment they open it, I think seeing it's more pleasing to the eyes. You'll see the ganache first, or few chocolate chips sprinkled on it. If you see this layer on the top, it's not going to be appealing, right? So which is why I mean that will again come with practice and a little bit of judgment. But yeah, so my final layer is going to be the ganache layer. So I'm just putting the ganache on the topmost layer. This is my last layer of my chocolate ganache choco chip cake jar. Okay, and see, this looks way better. Yeah, and I'm just going to pour a little syrup on it. Just
so
little
अभी आप
syrup
देख सकते हैं हम लोगों
and
ने
little
क्या किया.
chocolate.
ओके, तो अभी हम लोगों ने क्या किया, जो हमारा केक स्पंज था उसको हम लोगों ने सबसे ऊपर डाला. उसके बाद अभी हम लोग उसके ऊपर हम लोगों ने डाला है अपना गनाश एंड चॉकलेट सिरप, एंड देन उसके ऊपर हम लोगों ने अपना चॉको चिप डाला. हम लोगों ने रीजन ऐसा इसलिए किया ताकि वो थोड़ा और ज्यादा अपीलिंग लगे. अब अगर ऊपर से सिर्फ ऐसे क्रम क्रम सा दिखेगा तो किसको मन करेगा खाने का, लगेगा कि यार ये सही है कि नहीं. तो इसीलिए हम ऊपर से ऐसे थोड़ा सा डेकोर टाइप का कर रहे हैं.
And this is our chocolate ganache choco chip cake jar ready. Okay, I will not cover it with the lid now. I'll do it later so that you all can see all of them together. And then at the end, I will show you all how to attach a spoon, or you can decorate it, how to gift and all of that. Okay, so this is the first jar that we're done with. Next, I'm going to start with classic vanilla choco chip. So it's very similar to this. So you all will resemble to this. And rainbow, I think we'll do it in the end because that's more fun. So yeah, let's do. And here I'm going to use a hexagonal jar. This is a 250 ml jar. This is slightly bigger in size than this, and plus this is hexagonal. So it's a little wider as compared to this one, right? So I'm just opening the lid, keeping it aside. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Okay, so there were a few more questions. Just a second. So somebody was asking, okay, where was it? हो गया. uh, mm, 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 mm. Okay, so somebody was asking that, ma'am, if we are making the same thing with the red velvet cake, what type of filling can I go with?
Red velvet is a very rich flavor and it goes very well with cream cheese. So you go with cream cheese.
Okay, uh, just a second. Okay, I think and everybody is loving the cake that you have made. They find it
Thank
very like
you.
nice. Even it is so tempting that you have made. No,
Thank
very
you.
tempting.
Thank you. And I think we have a lot more to see. It's going to just become more and more interesting. Okay, so
Yeah,
we'll start with the vanilla quickly so that we don't run short of time.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
so
sure.
this is my vanilla sponge, and like we did for the chocolate one, I'm just going to make crumbs out of it. If the opening, if the opening of the jar is similar to the opening of the base, I mean the size is same, you can just take small layers and push in the layers. But with me, my opening is smaller, right? So I can't push in the cake because it's not going to fit this space. So which is why I'm making a crumb out of it. Yeah, I'm making this crumb.
ओके, सो अभी जिन भी लोगों का ये क्वेश्चन था ना कि हम बिना क्रम करे उसको कैसे केक को लेयर बाय लेयर डाल सकते हैं, तो उसके लिए आपको एक चीज ध्यान में रखनी है, वो ये कि आपका जो केक का शेप हो या उसकी जो ओपनिंग हो जहाँ पे आप ढक्कन लगाते हो, वो दोनों ही बिल्कुल सेम साइज के होने चाहिए एंड सेम शेप के होने चाहिए। जब ऐसा होगा तो आप अपने उस जार को अपने केक स्पंज के ऊपर रख करके एक साइज लेकर के उसको कट कर सकते हैं वैसा ही, एंड देन एक एक करके अपनी लेयर्स जैसे हम लोगों ने क्रम करके डाली है, आप डायरेक्टली वो एक एक लेयर उसके अंदर डाल सकते हैं। तो इससे क्या होगा कि आपका जो क्रम की जगह आप ऐसे लेयर्स क्रिएट कर देंगे उसमें। तो ये होता है कि आप कैसे लेयर्स क्रिएट कर सकते हो। पर जैसे अभी यहाँ पे डॉक्टर कृष्णा का जा रहे हैं तो उसका शेप अलग है एंड ओपनिंग थोड़ी डिफरेंट है, इसलिए हम लोग उसको क्रम जैसा क्रिएट कर रहे हैं। तो आप अकॉर्डिंगली कर सकते हैं। ओके, अभी भी मुझे बहुत सारे इस चीज के लिए क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं, तो मैं एक आइडिया देता हूँ। जैसे जब आप किसी भी बेकरी शॉप पे जाओगे ना, तो आपने देखा होगा जो भी ये केक जार एंड जो भी कुछ मिलता है, वो जनरली अपना प्रॉफिट क्रिएट करने के लिए वो आपको ग्लास जार्स में नहीं देते हैं, ज्यादा वो प्लास्टिक जार्स होते हैं, जो कि वो बहुत अच्छी सी प्लास्टिक होती है, लगता है जैसे ग्लास हो, उस टाइप में आता है। एंड अगर आप ग्लास जार में लेते हो तो वो बहुत एक्सपेंसिव होता है, वो ज्यादा मैंने जो आज तक खाए हैं वो जनरली अराउंड 700 to 800 होता है, अगर वो प्रॉपर जार में दे रहे होते हैं। सो अगर आप एज एन इनिशियल स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, डोंट गो विद ग्लास जार्स, गो विद दोज प्लास्टिक जार्स। वो सुंदर भी लगेंगे, आपका प्रॉफिट भी बच जाएगा, एंड आप उसको 800 की जगह पे आप उसको और थोड़े सस्ते में बेच सकते हो, अराउंड लाइक 350-400 तक में भी आप उसको बेच लोगे। ओके, सो आप ये चीज कर सकते हो, मतलब आपको आइडियाज ढूंढने पड़ेंगे कि आप कैसे अपना प्रॉफिट मार्जिन क्रिएट कर रहे हो यहाँ पे। ओके, सो गो विद दीज थिंग्स।
Okay, so I have already made crumbs of my vanilla sponge, and like we did for the chocolate ganache, I'm going to take a piping bag, open it with the help of my hand, put it in the glass. Okay, and there's some cream that I whipped. Okay, the consistency of the cream should be such that it shouldn't fall. Okay, I have already whipped it. Now I'm going to put this in it. Okay, now this is optional. You can add some vanilla essence to your cream in case you're doing a vanilla or anything. That's completely option. But since I have already added essence in my sponge, I think I don't need to put more essence in the cream. So I'm not doing that. But yeah, that's optional. You can do it if you are, if you want that aroma to come or something. So I'm just loading it. Yeah.
तो अभी भी हम लोग सेम चीज ही कर रहे हैं, हम लोग भी अभी भी सेम चीज कर रहे हैं, हम लोग बस हम लोगों ने अपने पाइपिंग बैग को इससे फिल कर लिया है एंड देन हम लोग उसको कट कर रहे हैं। ओके,
So you see that it's really clean. Okay, now I am ready to pipe. I'll keep the glass aside. This is my hexagonal jar. I'm going to take a spoon and like we did for the chocolate ganache cake jar, I'm going to similarly put some crumbs in the jar. Just overload it. But yeah, and then I will start layering. I will level it first. That will be my initial or the first layer.
तो अभी आप देख सकते हैं हम लोग नॉर्मली हम लोग अपने केक क्रम्स को नीचे साइड डाल दिया है एंड जैसे हम लोग ने पहले किया था सेम चीज कर रहे हैं. हम लोग ले रहे हैं अपना स्पून को एंड उसको नीचे की साइड प्रेस डाउन कर. मुझे बीच में एक क्वेश्चन दिखा था कि हम नीचे साइड अपना गनाश क्यों नहीं रख रहे हैं. तो द रीजन हम लोग नीचे गनाश नहीं रख रहे हैं एंड हम लोग अपना केक बेस रख रहे हैं वो ये है कि हम लोग अगर उसके ऊपर जब आप देखोगे कि हम लोग प्रेस डाउन कर रहे हैं ना, तो क्या होगा अगर आप नीचे साइड गनाश रखोगे तो वो पूरा का पूरा नीचे साइड प्रेस डाउन होता रहेगा, आपका लेयर्स चेंज होते रहेंगे, वो पूरा क्रम उसी गनाश में मिल जाएगा. इसके लिए हम लोग नीचे साइड गनाश ना रख के ऊपर साइड हम लोग आई मीन नीचे साइड हम लोग केक बेस रखते हैं. ओके, so this is the reason why you keep cake bases and not the ganaches. Yes, Krishna.
Yeah. So this is my first crumb layer that I have already done. Now I'm going to take the piping bag and like we did for the ganache, chocolate ganache cake layer. See, I'm first piping the sides. You always do the sides first. Can you see how beautifully this is coming? And now I'm going to follow the contour of the jar. For the round one, I just had to, follow the round contour. But for a hexagonal thing, I'm going to like just go straight. Then it's going to be a little diagonal. It's going to be straight. It's going to be diagonal. So, I'm just following the contour and then I'm just piping in the center.
ओके, सो अभी भी हम लोग सेम चीज कर रहे हैं जो पहले किया था. सबसे पहले हम अपना केक जार है उसका जो साइड्स हैं उनको कवर करेंगे, देन सेंटर में कवर करेंगे. ओके, so everybody here who is asking for the recipe for the whipping cream, it's very simple. Just take those heavy creams that are available, whipping creams available in the market. Take those, whip them using a blender, like the not those hand blenders जो आप हाथ से करते हो, but the mechanical hand blenders. Okay, take those, whip your whipping cream for around 6 or 7 minutes, and you will get this consistency. Okay. नॉर्मल हैवी विपिंग क्रीम लीजिए, उसके बाद आपका जो बीटर होता है उसको लीजिए. 7 to 8 मिनट्स के लिए अपने विपिंग क्रीम को विप करिए, तब तक विप करिए जब तक उसमें वो स्टिफ पीक्स ना मिल जाए. एंड 7 to 8 मिनट्स में जनरली विपिंग क्रीम विप हो जाती है, तो बस आपकी विपिंग क्रीम तैयार हो जाएगी.
Okay, so this is my cream layer. तो जैसे हमने चॉकलेट गनाश केक जार में हमने हर्शी सिरप डाला था. इन वनीला वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू पुट एनी सिरप, but I'm going to use white choco chips. So there are dark choco chips, there are white choco chips. So मैं white choco chips डाल रही हूँ. It's the same process, just there's no syrup. And again, this is optional. Some people, while they're having the jar together, they like those, the choco chip because it comes in the mouth and it's a little crunchy. Some don't. So it's again optional. You can be the one who will decide. Yeah, these are the choco chips that I have put. And again, I will put the next cake crumb layer.
ओके, तो अभी हम लोगों ने सेम चीज किया. हम लोगों ने जैसे लास्ट टाइम हम लोगों ने बस एक चीज चेंज किया. लास्ट टाइम हम लोगों ने चॉकलेट सिरप डाला था, तो इसमें हम चॉकलेट सिरप नहीं डाल रहे हैं. हम लोग नॉर्मल चॉकलेट सिरप के बाद जो हम लोगों ने अपने चोको चिप्स डाले थे, तो अब हम लोग डायरेक्टली अब बस चोको चिप डाल रहे हैं. हम लोग कोई भी सिरप यहाँ पे यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं. ओके, एंड देन हम वापस से सेकेंड लेयर क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. वी आर जस्ट क्रिएटिंग द सेकेंड लेयर हियर. So we have taken the crumbs here, we have put it in, we are just pressing them down in the proper places, and then we'll be repeating the same process again. हम लोग वापस से पूरा process repeat करेंगे. Okay, केक crumbs को डाल के. Okay, so Dr. Krishnan, there was one question, that which whipping cream do you use?
I use Stropolite. You can use Stropolite, you can use rich Sun Whip, Star Whip, anything is okay. You can use rich golden mark, that is again very nice. I personally like Stropolite, I use it.
Okay, तो अगर आप जो यहाँ पे डॉक्टर कृष्णन है, डॉक्टर कृष्णन यहाँ पे यूज करती हैं ट्रोपोलाइट ब्रांड की विपिंग क्रीम, एंड वो काफी अच्छी है. आप ट्रोपोलाइट भी ले सकते हैं या फिर आप किसी और ब्रांड की भी ले सकते हैं. बस अमूल की मत लीजिएगा, उससे विप नहीं होता है. अमूल की विपिंग क्रीम इज नॉट गुड. ओके, डोंट टेक अमूल. उसके अलावा जो नॉन डेयरी विपिंग क्रीम्स आती हैं आप वो ले सकते हैं. ओके,
This is my next layer. It's just starting to look more prettier.
Okay, so somebody's asking that, ma'am, can we use fruits in places of ganache and whipping cream?
Yes. Yes, you can use.
Okay. Uh, okay, so Parki, whenever you're whipping your whipping cream, always keep it at don't keep it at room temperature. It should be chilled. Then only it will whip. Otherwise, it won't. तो आपका whipping cream हमेशा chilled होना चाहिए. रूम टेम्परेचर पे मत whip करिएगा, वो whip नहीं होगा. Okay. And don't worry, guys, everything has been linked. Dr. Krishnan has told us about two different type of beaters. One was by Philips, other one was by Morphe. So
Morphe.
we have linked both of them on the app. You can go there, you can check it out, and you will get to know. जो भी डॉक्टर कृष्णन ने सजेस्ट किया है, जो भी वो यूज कर रही हैं, एग्जैक्टली वो सारी चीजें आपको ऐप पे मिल जाएंगी. आप वहां पे जाके चेकआउट कर सकते हैं. ओके, डोंट वरी अबाउट एनीथिंग, वी हैव गॉट यू कवर्ड. हर चीज आपको मिल जाएगी, परेशान मत होइए.
So this is my next layer. I'm going to put some chocolate chips. Put little less this time because I want the topmost layer of the whipped cream.
Okay, there was one more question, Dr. Krishnan, that the sponges that you have made, of they are of how many inches? Like, what was the
This
mold size of
was
it?
this was a half kg tin, and this was of 5 inches.
Okay. तो डॉक्टर कृष्णन के जो केक्स हैं वो अराउंड हाफ के जीज के हैं एंड 5 इंचेस का उनका टिन है. तो आप अकॉर्डिंगली ले सकते हैं. एंड नहीं, विपिंग क्रीम में शुगर नहीं ऐड होती है. डोंट ऐड शुगर इन योर विपिंग क्रीम and use gel colors only. Don't worry, gel colors have also been linked on the app, and we have linked all the gel colors though Dr. Krishnan has suggested. जो भी कलर्स डॉक्टर कृष्णन ने सजेस्ट किए हैं वो उन्होंने वहाँ पे लिंक मतलब दिए थे, तो वो वहाँ पे लिंक्ड हैं. कुछ भी परेशान होने की जरूरत नहीं है. ओके.
So I think we're done with one more jar, and again this looks damn pretty. Yeah. So this is the topmost layer, and this is how it looks. Can you see? Yeah. So we're done with two jars. One is the chocolate choco chip, and this is the vanilla choco chip. Okay. I'll just keep it aside. I'm not covering it. I'm not putting a lid on it. Okay. Now let's move to the interesting part, and let's move to some flavoring of cake jars. Okay. Let's keep this. I'll just make some space first. Yeah. So
The
I'm taking
details
a
you can.
jar.
Yes, Dr. Krishnan.
Go ahead.
No, you can continue.
Yeah. Okay, so next we're going to do the Oreo coffee cake jar. Okay. In the Oreo coffee cake jar, of course, we're going to need Oreo biscuits. I'm going to take some coffee. I'm going to use Nescafe. I'm going to use these sachets. You can use anything you want. And I'm going to put all of it in my whipped cream. But first, I'm going to start making crumbs of the chocolate sponge. I will start making crumbs of it, like we did for the other jars. I'm just going to make crumbs of it. You can make crumb, in bulk, and then start assembling if you have a lot of orders for cake jars or something. That's optional.
सो हियर यू कैन सी, अभी हम स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं अपना ओरियो केक जार. तो अभी ओरियो वाले के लिए क्या हुआ है, हम लोगों ने अपना जो चॉकलेट सॉरी जो हमारा चॉकलेट स्पंज था वो लिया है, एंड हम लोग उसको ऐसे मस्त क्रम्बल कर रहे हैं अभी. तो जस्ट क्रम्बलिंग द चॉकलेट स्पंज दैट वी हैव. Deepa, it's very normal ki if you'll keep your whipping cream out, no, the more it will be out, it will start to melt. So it's very normal that once you start using it, it's melting. That's kind of normal, but yes, it can be avoided. So if you want to know more about it, I will request you to please join our baking classes. So in order to get a deeper knowledge into it, okay, थोड़ी और deeper knowledge के लिए I will request कि आप हमारा जो basic to advanced baking course है वो ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. वहाँ आप बिल्कुल सीखेंगे डॉक्टर कृष्ण से कि कैसे ये स्पंजेस बनाए जाते हैं, कैसे वो whipping cream वो बनाती हैं, कैसे उनकी whipping cream मेल्ट नहीं हो रही है. You will learn everything, okay? Don't worry. You can join us there.
Yeah, so I have made this crumb and I will take my jar. I will just open the lid and keep. Yeah, before that, I will just make the mixture of the Oreo coffee, for which I will need whipped cream. Okay, I'm gonna take some whipped cream. Now that this is again optional, you can take ganache and you can add these flavors in ganache. But I'm going to use whipped cream. That's completely optional. But this is a fantastic trick and it works very nicely and it tastes amazing, right? So this is my whipping cream. Yeah, I've taken little whipping cream here. I'm going to add a little bit of Oreo in it. Now see how I add it.
So अभी जो हमारा मेजर फ्लेवर है ना हमारा ओरियो का एंड कॉफी का, वो हमें लाना है अपने केक्स में. तो हमारा जो केक स्पंज था वो तो नॉर्मल बेसिक चॉकलेट स्पंज था. अब वो जो फ्लेवर आएगा वो कैसे आएगा, तो उसके लिए हम लोगों ने क्या किया, हम लोगों ने हमारा विपिंग क्रीम लिया है. अब उस विपिंग क्रीम में हम लोग फ्लेवर्स ऐड करेंगे. आप ये गनाश के साथ भी कर सकते हैं, बट विपिंग क्रीम के साथ करने पे थोड़ा सा आई फील कि और ज्यादा अच्छा लगेगा एंड और ज्यादा फ्लेवर्स आएंगे. ओके, यस डॉक्टर कृष्ण.
Yeah, so this is my Oreo biscuit. So you can again do this while you're making the sponge. You can put the hard portion in the sponge and the creamy portion in the cream. But I'm going to crush it all in the whipped cream only because Oreo ka I think flavor usi mein acha aata hai. Like when you're eating it, wo thoda crunchy hai. That is the beauty of it. So yeah, so I'm just crushing it in this, in the whipped cream itself. You can grind it as well, but I think crushing with your hand is better because वो थोड़ा crunchy आता है.
So abhi what we are doing, we have taken the original wala Oreo, okay? We haven't taken the chocolate and everything. If you want, you can take that also. No issues with that. Here, Dr. Krishnan has taken that original one, the vanilla one, okay? So we are just taking that. We have crushed it into our whipping cream, and you can, if you want, you can grind it also. But you know, if you crush it, once you will eat it and you will get those little crunchy crumbs in between, it will add to your flavor. So it is better to like do this rather than just grinding them. Okay. But yes, it's in the end, it's up to you. Yes, Dr. Krishnan.
Yeah, so I'm taking this coffee. So this is like a 2 rupee sachet, and I'm going to put half of it. So y'all can put 1/8 spoon for a 250 ml jar, right? So I'm just putting half of it in it, and with the help of a spatula, I will just beat everything together.
So अभी नेक्स्ट हमने क्या किया, हम लोगों ने अपना जो कॉफी वाला सैशे होता है वो लिया, एंड वो जो छोटा वाला आता है ना वो 2 रुपए वाला, वो लिया हम लोगों ने. एंड उसका आधा जो होता है, आधा हम लोगों ने डाल दिया है, आधा हम लोगों ने साइड में रख दिया है. तो बस आप उसको डालिए, अच्छे से मिक्स करिए एंड हमारी फ्लेवरिंग तैयार हो जाएगी.
Some chocolate flavor, I'm putting little ganache here. It'll just add on to the flavor. So I've just put little ganache and I'm mixing it. So basically I have taken the Oreo crumbs, little coffee, you can just put 1/8 spoon, and little chocolate ganache, that will be around 1 tablespoon, and I'm just mixing it. So after I've put ganache, can you see it's become light chocolatish or light brownish? It's become a little brownish. So it's more pleasing to the eye.
ओके, अच्छा. तो अभी आई सॉ समबडी आस्किंग कि हम लोग हाउ मेनी व्हाट शुड बी द अमाउंट ऑफ ओरियो दैट विल बी एडिंग इन इट. If I am your customer, no, trust me, the more Oreos you will add, I'll be more happy. So yes, the
Yeah.
flavoring is going to depend on you that how much Oreo you want to add. It is always going to be your choice. Add as much
Yeah.
as you want to. I'll be very happy as a
Yeah,
customer.
in this I have just put like 3 biscuits of Oreos, because again in the layerings I'm going to put more. I'm going to crush in more Oreo and put it. So I have just taken all of this and I will load it in a piping bag like how we did for the previous jars. So I'll bring back my glass. I'll open the piping bag, put it in the piping bag in the glass like we did. I'm going to load it with the mixture that we made for the Oreo coffee. It smells like the aromas, strongly like coffee, and I think it's more delicious. It's inviting.
No, Priyamsha, we haven't put the full sachet in it. We have only put half of the sachet in it. Okay, पूरा sachet नहीं डाला था. हम लोगों ने सिर्फ half sachet डाला है उसमें. It's like 1/8 spoon of it. Okay, 1/8 spoon होगा बस.
In this.
नहीं संज्ञा बिल्कुल सॉगी नहीं होगा. डोंट वरी, इट वोंट बी लाइक सॉगी. जैसे आपको नॉर्मल केक्स होते हैं ना, इट विल बी लाइक दैट ओनली. And you can use any brand's coffee. It's not like it's necessary to use only Nestle. If you want to go with brew or anything, you can go with that too. It's not like only Nestle is necessary.
You can use any coffee you like. And if you're a coffee lover, you can put the entire sachet inside. That's your call again. Okay, so let's start with the assembly of layers. This is the first layer, which is going to be, I am sure you all know it by now. The first layer is going to be of the chocolate sponge. Okay, this is my chocolate sponge layer. I will level it. Now listen to this very carefully and just look at it very carefully, because there are a few tips that I'm going to share with you all while I do it. Yeah, this is the first layer. Okay. After I've done the first layer, I'm going to use this to make it moist. I'm just spraying it. Why I use it is because coffee will absorb the moisture from the cake. And then when you have it, when you keep it in the refrigerator, when you have it later, it's going to be dry. The sponge, you'll actually be able to feel it. So what I've done is I've just taken some normal water. You can just soak it in normal water and not sugar syrup, because the other things, the layers and all of that is also, it's very sweet. So I've just taken this and I'm just spraying like little bit, just to make it a little moist, because the coffee is going to absorb the moisture from the cake. That is the reason I am spraying it with water, right?
ओके सो अभी हम लोगों ने क्या किया, हम लोगों ने अपना क्रम्ड वाला जो केक था वो डाला. उसके बाद फिर हम लोगों ने क्या किया है कि जो केक्स होता है ना वो हल्के से ड्राई हो सकते हैं अगर आप उनको फ्रिज या उसमें रखोगे. तो उसको अवॉइड करने के लिए आप नॉर्मल जो वाटर होता है, नॉर्मल वाटर, शुगर सिरप नहीं, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी आप इतना सारा स्वीट चीजें डाल रहे हो. तो नॉर्मल वाटर को आप लो, उसके ऊपर हल्का सा डाल दो, तो वो आपका हल्का सा मॉइस्ट हो जाएगा एंड बहुत ज्यादा अजीब सा नहीं फील होगा आपके माउथ. यस डॉक्टर कृष्ण.
Yeah, and then we'll start layering. This is my piping bag and how we layered the other cakes. Similarly, I will start layering, following the contour of the cake jar.
तो अभी हम लोग सेम चीज कर रहे हैं. हम लोग अपने पाइपिंग बैग की हेल्प से उसको पाइप कर रहे हैं एंड लेयर्स क्रिएट कर रहे हैं. अच्छा, यहाँ पे एक क्वेश्चन था कि क्या चॉकलेट, आई मीन व्हाट वाज इट, कॉफी कंपलसरी है यहाँ पे? सो यस डॉक्टर कृष्णन, इज द कॉफी कंपलसरी हियर?
No, it's not compulsory, but the flavor is Oreo coffee. So I'm just combining it with coffee. You can just make plain Oreo. In that case, you need not use coffee. But if you're not using coffee, then you need not soak it with water.
यस. सो ऐसा कंपलसरी नहीं है कि आपको वो कॉफी ऐड ही करना है, बट सिंस हमारा जो केक है वो ओरियो कॉफी केक है, तो अगर आप कॉफी ऐड करोगे हल्का सा फ्लेवर आएगा तो ऑब्वियसली वो अच्छा लगेगा.
Right.
यस डॉक्टर कृष्ण.
Okay. Yeah, so this is my chocolate sponge layer. The sponge remains the same, just the flavor that I've given is in the whipped cream. So now this is my cream, जिसमें हमने डाला था Oreo के थोड़े crumbs. We had put little coffee and little ganache in it, and this is the layer. So now what I'm going to do is हमने vanilla sponge में थोड़ा vanilla choco chips layers में डाला above the whipping cream. Chocolate ganache में हमने dark choco chips डाला. So in this I'm going to put Oreo, because that's the flavor, right? So I'm just going to make some crumbs and I'm going to put that. So while you eat, वो थोड़ा crunchy आएगा with the cream, without the cream, it'll be more flavorful. Yeah. So I just add a little more. Right? And then again, I'll start with the layering of with the chocolate. Yeah, Saloni, you can go ahead.
Yes. So हम लोगों ने अपना जैसे हम लोग अभी तक वो डाल रहे थे ना चोको चिप चाहो तो आप वो भी डाल सकते हो, बट सिंस ये एक ओरियो केक है तो हम इसमें बहुत सारा ओरियो डालेंगे, तो हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा ओरियो और क्रम्बल किया एंड हम लोगों ने उसको डाल दिया यहाँ पे. ओके.
Looks like you're a fan of Oreo. You love it.
I love everything that is baked.
Okay.
And what you're making, it's so tempting. No, whatever you're making, I just feel like कि काश मैं वहाँ होती. I would have eaten everything by now.
Oh my God. I would be glad to give you.
I would have just eaten everything till now. सब खत्म हो गया होता आपका.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, I will start with making it more moist and just spraying it. And then I will take the piping bag and pipe the next layer. It's very simple, just that you need to be a little precise. Otherwise, the flavors, giving flavors is very, very simple. You can give strawberry flavor, you can give mango. In case of seasonal fruits, you can, where I've used Oreo, you can use, mango pulp, or you can just, chop mangoes and you can put that, or strawberries, or whatever flavor that you're taking. That is optional, but yeah, the basic idea remains the same, just the flavors will change.
So yes, अगर आपको मतलब कुछ भी सीजनल फ्रूट्स वगैरह अगर आप वो यूज करना चाहते हो, तो जहाँ पे हम लोगों ने अभी ओरियो यूज किया है, आप उसकी जगह पे वो सीजनल फ्रूट्स यूज कर सकते हो. फॉर एग्जांपल अभी मैंगोज का सीजन चल रहा है एंड आई फील लाइक मैंगो केक्स आर वेरी इन ट्रेंड दीज डेज फॉर सम रीजन. तो आप आराम से इसमें मैंगो के चॉप करके डाल सकते हो एंड आपका मैंगो फ्लेवर केक जार बन जाएगा. उसमें वेनिला फ्लेवर का आप स्पंज यूज कर लो एंड अपने उसमें व्हिपिंग क्रीम में फ्लेवर्स ऐड कर दीजिए.
Yes. And like we did for the previous layer, मैं थोड़े choco chips, थोड़े Oreo को क्रम्प करके डाल रही हूँ.
अच्छा, I could see somebody asking here, Yolvery, yes, you can do that. Look, it's all up to your creativity that you can always mix and merge the cakes and the icing. So if you want to do the vanilla icing over the Oreo icing over the vanilla cake, you sure can do that. No issues with that, and it will taste very nice. Okay, it will get you the classic Oreo wala taste type.
Yeah, you can mix Oreo with vanilla sponge or with chocolate sponge. But since this was the chocolate Oreo, which is why I'm combining it with the chocolate sponge. But that's your call, right? You can play with flavors. It's okay. I mean, you can try for yourself, and if it works, you can probably start taking orders for it. I mean, that's how we are evolving. That's how all of us are, right? So yeah, and I'm going to moisten this. This is my final layer. So now I will just give a swirl on it. I will just show you quickly how to use a nozzle. I bring back my glass. I'm just going to cut the tip of the piping bag, and I will take a nozzle. For example, I will just take a 1M nozzle. I will put it in the piping bag because I want to make a rosette on the top. Since we've done without the nozzles, this is just something in case you want to try with the nozzles, I'm just giving you all an idea. That's how you put the nozzle in the piping bag. I've just cut the tip of it and I've just pushed the nozzle inside till it's sturdy, okay, till it doesn't come back. And like we did for the other jars, I'm just going to put it in the glass like this. And the piping bag, I can either pour the entire thing in the piping bag or I will just put this here and cover it. So this is like a double piping bag. This is one more trick that you can do, you know, in case if you don't want to make it messy. So yeah, okay, and it's thus coming up. Now I'll just pipe a rosette on top.
So अभी आपने देखा, अभी हम लोगों ने क्या किया, हम लोगों ने अभी हम दिखा रहे हैं कि नॉजल्स कैसे यूज करते हैं. सो नॉजल्स के लिए आप क्या कर सकते हो कि आप अपना नॉजल लीजिए. जैसे यहाँ पे जो डॉक्टर कृष्ण ने लिया वो था एक 1 m का नॉजल. 1 m का हम लोगों ने नॉजल लिया एंड उसको हम लोगों ने डाला पाइपिंग बैग में एंड उसके बाद फिर हम लोगों ने उसको फ्रंट से कट किया. उसके बाद फिर आप चाहो तो वो जो पाइपिंग बैग जो हम लोगों ने पहले वाला यूज किया था वो पूरा पाइपिंग बैग आप उसमें डाल सकते हो, या फिर आप क्या कर सकते हैं कि पाइपिंग बैग जो है उसमें से पूरी की पूरी क्रीम आप उस दूसरे वाले जिस जो नोजल वाला पाइपिंग बैग है उसमें ट्रांसफर कर सकते हैं आप. ओके.
Yeah, and again on the top layer, I'm just putting some more crumbs. So when you look at a jar, I think the jar has to speak before you speak and before you mention ke kaun sa jar hai. So I think if I'm just putting the Oreo pieces or the crumbs on the top, it itself states that this is an Oreo cake jar, right?
Yes. So आप देख सकते हैं
And
हम
when
लोगों
you
ने
open, of course, the aroma is going to be of coffee. So this states that this is the Oreo coffee cake jar. And this is the top.
Okay. So Dr. Krishnan, there were few questions. So somebody was asking that how long do the whipping cream can stay in the fridge?
Once you whipped the cream, you should use it within half an hour or less than that. But if you've not used the entire cream, you can just put a cling wrap on the container that you've used and you can keep it in the freezer. Now the next time you use it, you can take it out, keep it out for at least 1 hour, let the entire cream melt, and then you whip again. You start fresh. Yeah.
Okay. So आप जो आपका वो होता है ना केक जार्स होते हैं, आई एम सॉरी, जो आपका विपिंग क्रीम होता है उसको आप अगर आपने विप कर लिया है तो आप इजीली उसको आधे घंटे के अंदर यूज कर लीजिए, अदरवाइज वो मेल्ट होने लगता है. एंड अगर बच गया है उसको ऊपर से क्लिंग रैप करिए, उसके बाद उसको फ्रीजर में रख दीजिए एंड देन आप उसको वापस से जब यूज करना चाहें तब यूज कर सकते हैं.
Right.
ओके.
Yeah, now we'll move ahead and we will finish the caramel rainbow cake jar. So I've just made cupcakes because I needed little colors, and since making so many big cakes is not going to help, so I've just made cupcakes and I'm going to do it in a glass. Reason why I'm doing it in a glass is for you all to understand, like if you all have a party or if you all have anything wherein you want to impress your guests or you want to just do something that is homemade, so you know you can just do it in a glass. You can whatever, you can make any flavor in a glass. You can cover it with the cling wrap on the top, जो kitchen cling wrap होता है उससे आप cover करते हैं, और इसे you keep it in the refrigerator, and then whenever you have guests coming, 15 minutes prior you can take it out and you can keep it 15 minutes prior to serving them, क्योंकि refrigerator में रखेंगे वो already बहुत hard होता है, तो आप बाहर निकाल देंगे 15 minutes में वो normal room temperature पे आ जाएगा. You remove the cling wrap, put it in a tray and serve it. So which is why I'm also showing you the cake jar. I've taken a long glass so I can show you all the layers of the rainbow cake, right? So we will start with, okay, I will take light green. We will arrange it in this form. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to start arranging. We'll start with the green one.
I'm very excited for this. I think everybody would be very excited for this. इसके लिए सब बहुत
Which is why
excited
I've
होंगे.
kept this. Which is why I've kept this for the last session, right? For the last experiment.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take my light green or neon green sponge. I'm gonna make crumbs. You can use cutters. There are small round cutters. You can cut them with, you can cut the sponge with the help of that, and then you can start layering. But like I told you all, this is a very easy way, and to layer it, it's very nice. So I'm just using this technique. You can use any technique. Yeah.
And everybody who is saying that they are gonna try this, no, we want to see the pictures also. आप वो
Yeah, I
सारी की
want to
सारी
see the
pictures.
pictures. There
Yes,
were
so
a
please just.
few
हाँ.
Yeah, there were a few of my students from cake pop making. They've sent me the pictures, and the pictures were so appealing, and it was like a fantastic try. To all of those, who tried it, I mean, it was very good, very nicely done. I think they followed the steps very nicely, and few of them even asked me, like, if they were hesitant, or they got stuck somewhere. They even asked me how it should be done. So yeah, you all can always ask me. I am also on Instagram. You can message me there. It's by the name Sweet Tooth Cakes by a Dentist, or you can message on the group that Pankhuri has created. Anywhere, I'll be more than happy to answer and revert back to your questions.
Yes, everyone. If in case you have any questions, so you can always ask them on the app, or you can ask them in the in the support chat that we have given in the description. And if you ask them on the group, तो Dr. Krishnan will be there. She'll be answering those questions. तो वो ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा. तो कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो तो आप ग्रुप में पूछ सकते हैं. तो वहाँ पे डॉक्टर कृष्णन इजीली आपको आंसर कर पाएंगी. एंड ऐप पे आपको मिल जाएगा वो गो टू कोर्स ग्रुप जो होता है ना हमारा, वहाँ पे आप पूछ सकते हो अपने क्वेश्चंस को. And also, I can see a lot of questions regarding the cake baking and everything. So, yes, if you want to learn all of these things from Dr. Krishnan, you can always join her basic to advanced class on baking, and you will be able to learn everything. जो यहाँ पे जितने भी क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं ना केक बेकिंग से रिलेटेड, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि आप प्लीज एक बार जो हमारा केक बेकिंग का सेशन है बेसिक टू एडवांस का डॉक्टर कृष्णन का, आप वहाँ पे उनको ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. एंड आपको वहाँ पे ये सारे डाउट्स जो है मुझे पता है डॉक्टर कृष्णन अच्छे से इजीली उनको सॉल्व कर देंगी.
Thank you so much, Saloni. So yeah, I have layered the first sponge. Okay, so this sponge is nothing but vanilla sponge. जो मेरा white vanilla sponge था उसी में मैंने different colors डाल दिए हैं. So the flavors of vanilla, just that I've given some colors to it to make a rainbow out of it. Okay, and yeah, so I already have a piping bag from the vanilla cake jar that I had made. So I'm going to use the same piping bag because the layers in the center is going to be of pure whipped cream. Again, if you want to give it some flavor, you can just add some essence in it. If any flavor you want, you can just add 1 or 2 drops in the whipping cream itself and give it any flavor. But for me, I'm going to just keep it as plain whipping cream, right? So this is my first layer, and like we piped for the other cake jars. So the first one that we did was a round one. So I followed a round contour. The other one was a hexagonal. So I followed the hexagonal type of the contour. Now this is square, right? My glass is square. So I'm going to follow the squarish contour. So I'm just going to pipe like this, like straight upwards, rightwards, downwards, and then again leftwards. So that's what I'm going to follow. And I'm going to start with the sides. So this is my first piping. This is my side. Yeah. This is my other side. And then I will just go straight and I will just cover the center.
So yes, you can see अभी हम लोगों ने नॉर्मल अपने जो कलरफुल केक क्रम था उसको डाला, उसके ऊपर हम लोगों ने डाला है अपना वनीला वाला व्हिपिंग क्रीम जो हम लोगों ने पहले यूज किया था. एंड जैसे हम लोग का जो भी केक होगा, मतलब जो भी जार होगा या ग्लास होगा, उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली आप उनको शेप करेंगे. ओके. And everybody who's asking that how can they like how can they join Dr. Krishna's baking class? Don't worry, I will tell you that in the end of the session. And also, if you check the description of the channel, you will be able to see a link there of all the upcoming courses. You can just click on that link, and you will be able to see her baking class also, and you can just register yourself for that. तो जो डॉक्टर कृष्णन का बेकिंग क्लास है उसका लिंक भी क्या होगा, आप वहाँ जो डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्सेस में जाएंगे तो वहाँ पे एक लिंक है पंखुरी के अपकमिंग कोर्सेज का, आप उसके ऊपर क्लिक करके डॉक्टर कृष्णन का जो कोर्स है उसके लिए आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं उनको.
Right, so this is my second layer. This is slightly darker. This is the forest green color I'm using by Chef Master. It's not here, but yeah, I'm using this forest green color by Chef Master. And after the vanilla, the whipped cream layer, I'm going to start putting this. And while I put it, I will show you all. I will just make it uniform.
So yes, अभी हम लोग जो अपना नेक्स्ट कलर है वो हम लोगों ने डाला है, and we are just doing repeating the same process. हम लोग सेम प्रोसेस रिपीट कर रहे हैं. नो, द पेड क्लासेस आर डन ऑन जूम ओनली. जो पेड क्लासेस होती हैं हमारी वो जूम पे ही होती हैं, जहाँ पे यूट्यूब पे नहीं होती हैं. एंड ऑल्सो somebody had a question that Dr. Krishna, there was a question.
Yeah.
That if we are making a fruit flavor cake jar, so in that one, which sponge do we use, the vanilla one or the chocolate one?
For strawberry, for mango, we usually go with vanilla only. So it's going to be
Okay.
vanilla.
Okay, so somebody is asking that, ma'am, if we want to add caramel syrup here, can we add that?
Oh yes. So this was actually supposed to be rainbow caramel cake jar. So in that case, you can just add some caramel in the whipped cream. That's the idea, right? You can add
Yeah.
it. You can still add it. So now, since we are not too far, I will add it in this section. So this is my caramel syrup, and I will pour it here, just a little, and I'll just move my glass left and right so the syrup just floats it and it covers like most of the surface.
So yes, अभी आप देख सकते हो, अभी हम लोगों ने इसमें कैरमल सिरप डाला है. नाउ कैरमल सिरप आप कैरमल सिरप डाल सकते हो, आप चाहो तो चॉकलेट सिरप डाल सकते हो, बट अभी हम लोग यहाँ पे बना रहे थे रेनबो कैरमल केक जार, तो हम लोगों ने इसलिए यहाँ पे यूज किया है कैरमल सिरप.
Right, so this is my second layer. I'll just flush this out. I'll take the other layer, which is the pink sponge. I'm going to take the pink sponge and crumple it. Just make a crumb of it. This is neon pink, which this is again by Chef Master. And in the vanilla sponge itself, I've just added neon pink color. It's neon pink. Okay. Now I will start adding this on the topmost layer. It suddenly becomes very colorful after putting this.
Yes, it looks very nice. Like it actually resembles like rainbow. It's looking nice.
Yes, yes, it's amazing.
Okay. Yes, Kamaljeet, you can add fruits also here. No issues with that. आप
Yeah,
कुछ भी look.
but
It's yeah. Yes, Dr. Krishnan.
yeah, if you want to add fruits, it's going to be above the whipped cream layer.
So you remember where we used to add the choco chip and all? तो उसी stage में instead of choco chip or with choco chip you can add your uh, what we say fruits. But fruits के साथ choco chip थोड़ा सा अजीब लगेगा. तो instead of choco chips you can add the fruits.
This is my next layer.
We have colored the cupcakes just by putting little bit of colors in the sponge. मतलब कि when we were about to bake the sponge, no, after that हम लोग ने vanilla वाला बना रहे थे, तो उसमें हम लोगों ने sponge में ही color add कर दिया था थोड़ा सा, and हमारे जो cakes आए फिर वो colorful आते थे. So for adding colors in your sponge, I mean for getting these colorful sponges, you just need to add little bit of color to the batter of the sponge that you have created, and then you will get a colorful cake.
Yes. This is my next layer. This is teal color. So I have made this color by using 1 drop of blue and 1 drop of green. Yeah, that's how I got this color. This is teal color. I have self-made it. You can use the normal blue. It's a rainbow thing. You can go with your violet, indigo, blue, orange, red, whatever. You can follow that path, or you can do it this way. I'm just going with the colors from light to dark.
So yes, अभी हम लोग normally आप चाहो तो विबग्योर वाला जो पैटर्न होता है रेनबो का, आप उस पैटर्न में भी जा सकते हैं, और या फिर आप जैसे अभी देख रहे हैं डॉक्टर कृष्ण कर रही है कि वो लाइट टू डार्क जा रही हैं, आप बिल्कुल वैसे भी कर सकते हैं. मतलब इट्स अप टू यू, इट्स अप टू योर क्रिएटिविटी, व्हाट यू वांट टू डू.
I'm just going to take some cream in the piping pan. I'll just
Yes, yes, Chef Master is the brand of gel colors. शेफ मास्टर ब्रांड है जेल कलर्स का.
You can use Chef Master, you can use Americolor, you can use Bake Heaven. Chef Master is little expensive. It is 150 or 180 rupees a bottle. And Bake Heaven and all of that you will just get for 50 bucks per color. But in case you're willing to make darker colors like red or black, जैसे ही आप cream में red color डाल दोगे वो pink हो जाएगा. So in that case you will have to use Chef Master because that's a better brand.
Okay, so Dr. Krishnan, somebody was asking that can they use crushes in the whipping cream to get the flavors?
You can use crushes, but I mean, I personally don't prefer that because the taste is not really extraordinary or something. But yeah, you can use it. But if you ask me, I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay. The paid classes are usually conducted on Zoom. They aren't conducted on YouTube. Okay. So जो paid classes होती हैं वो Zoom पे होती हैं, YouTube पे नहीं होती हैं.
Yeah, we'll quickly finish with this and then I will show you all how to pack it before we run short of time. This is my last layer. It's pretty.
Ruby, gel colors are used in sponges. It is better to go with gel colors than going with the liquid or the powder colors that you get whenever you're baking. Gel colors are more preferred. Okay. तो जब भी आप बेक कर रहे हैं तो जेल कलर्स के साथ जाना ज़्यादा अच्छा होता है कंपेयर टू लिक्विड कलर या फिर आपका जो पाउडर कलर्स होते हैं.
This is my final layer, and with the help of whipped cream, I'm just going to put the last swirl. I'm just going to do the pattern on it. You can use a nozzle, but I'm going to use some sprinklers on the top. So I'm not going to use any rosette or anything. I'm not going to use any nozzle. So I have this colorful sprinkler since it's a rainbow cake. I'm just going to take some sprinklers and put it on the final layer of cream. Yeah. I will just show you all from close. This is how it looks. Can you see? Is it visible? Is it visible
Yes.
now? I'll just put
Yeah,
some
it
more.
is visible.
Just put some more. Sorry.
It looks very nice. So
Yeah, this
yes,
is
guys, you
my
can see.
rainbow cake jar. Okay, so quickly I will show you all how you all can pack it before you all dispatch it.
Yes, Parky, you can use the tutti frutti also. Look, you can use anything you want to. It is always up to your creativity. Whether you want to use the choco chip, you want to use the tutti frutti, you want to use the sprinklers, you can use everything you want to. It looks lovely, right? कितना
All
सही
of
दिख
it
रहा है
looks
ना?
nice.
बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे लग रहे हैं.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, no, if I would have been there, I would have finished everything by now.
Oh, where are you located? Can I send it for you?
Sure, you can send it to me. I'll be more than happy to have them.
Yeah.
I
If you're
I'll
anywhere
make it.
around Bombay, I can send it.
No, I'm not anywhere around Bombay. I'm in Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh. So it will be like आते आते सब खराब हो जाएगा.
सब खराब हो जाएगा, right? Okay, so I will just show you all different packaging and how you need to pack it. So this is my first cake jar that I showed you all. This is the chocolate ganache choco chip cake jar. This is the chocolate crumbs. Ganache layer, we put some Hershey's syrup, then we put some choco chips, and that's how we've layered. And this is the final product, right? And I'm going to close it. I've closed the lid. I'm keeping it aside. The next one we did was the vanilla cake sponge, the vanilla cake jar, jisme we had taken the vanilla crumbs, followed by whipped cream. This is just plain whipped cream. I've not added any essence. Followed by white choco chips, which is easily available. And that's how we've layered the entire jar. I'm going to close this one. This was the third jar that we did. This was the Oreo coffee cake jar in which we've taken normal chocolate sponge, which we had taken for chocolate ganache. This is the chocolate sponge. In whipped cream, we had added the Oreo crumbs, little bit of ganache, and little bit of coffee. And I piped it through and through. And the last, the uppermost, I have just put some Oreo crumbs. I'm closing this. And of course, I cannot close this because because this is a glass. And this is the rainbow cake jar or rainbow glass. You can just call it anything. Okay, so you get these bags in the market. This is the first way how you can do it. And since we should support all the positivity and the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and all of that. So I'm going to use a wooden spoon and I will just put both of it in the single bag, and that's how y'all can dispatch it. Yeah, this is the first way. I will also teach you all. I will just quickly show you all the other ways. I have this wooden tray sort of a thing with a handle. This is specially made for cake jars only. So I'm just going to put the two same size hexagonal jars in the tray, followed by two wooden spoons. And this is also one more way of dispatching it. Yeah, so here I can just use a sellotape. I will just use a sellotape to stick the wooden spoon to the jar. Okay, this is one way. You can just stick it on the jar, and I also have or what you can do is you can just take a small thread, and with the help of a thread, I will just show you all if you all want to do it this way. So with the help of a thread, you can first stick the tape and then you can just tie it around and give it a knot. Yeah, this is also one more way. And then you can take off the sellotape. Yeah. So this is also one more way. And I'm putting both of these in my tray, and this is also one beautiful way to dispatch your cake jar. So if you want to give someone, if you just want to give one single jar, you can just buy these bags and you can give. If you want to give someone who's, you know, a good friend or something, you just want to be more presentable, you can probably buy a wooden stand. There's one more thing is you can buy these cardboard boxes. Yeah, I will just fold it, because this will, the wooden thing is going to cost you around 250 to 300 bucks, and this will cost you like 10 rupees a box. So if not this, you can probably give in this also, rather than just giving it like that, or you know, just putting it in any random bag. Can you just close this? This is one more way. I have these floral trays. Okay, this is a cardboard tray. This is just for 40 bucks, 40 rupees. You can take this and you can arrange your jars in it as well. Since the size is not proper or everything is not going to fit in. But yeah, you can just put these. You can just shove in some flowers, some fresh flowers on both the sides. And that's also one more way you can gift someone. Or you can just cover it with a net or something. This is also one more way you can gift this. And like I showed you all, two options for two jars, like the wooden stand and also the cardboard one. So this is the cardboard option, which is for 40 bucks, and this is the wooden option. This you'll get for 150 to 200 bucks, and you can arrange your jars in this as well. So I think 4 jars should properly fit in this. And this is also one more way how you can dispatch. Yeah. So reason why I have taken a round jar, a hexagonal jar, or a glass or something is just for y'all to have a clearer idea that y'all can use anything, any shape. It's not necessary. The idea of, you know, crafting it or assembling everything in a jar is the basic crux of what we learned today, right? So yeah, that's all. If there are any questions, you can go ahead and ask me before we say a final bye.
Okay, sure, Dr. Krishnan. And can you please repeat your Instagram page once?
The name of my Instagram handle is Sweet Tooth. That is SWEETOOTH. T is common for sweet and tooth. So that is Sweet Tooth. That is one word. Underscore cakes, underscore by, underscore underscore dentist. So that is Sweet Tooth Cakes by a Dentist. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's also on my Pankhuri page. I have also connected it. The URL is also there in my bio. So you can see from there as well.
So yes, everyone, this was all about today's session. And yes, there are a few more questions now. So somebody is asking that, ma'am, um, okay, okay. So somebody is asking that, ma'am, can we use liquid colors or gel colors are mandatory?
I would suggest you all to use gel colors, but yes, you can use liquid colors also. If you all are using colors in cream, I would suggest you all to go for gel colors.
Okay. And they're asking that if we are giving them in these jars, are we supposed to charge them for the jars too?
Yeah, of course you should, right? So whenever you charge, you have to understand what is your basic cost, the cost of your materials, the cost of your jar, the cost of any packaging that you're using. And if you're going to do it via VFast or any courier service, then you have to calculate all of that plus your effort. So that's how you will quote anybody, right?
Okay. Um, सोनम, आप ये जो जार है, मतलब ये जो केक है, केक जार्स हैं, आप इनको अराउंड 6 to 7 days फ्रिज में अगर आप रखोगे तो वो अच्छे से रहेगा. बट यस, उससे ज्यादा नहीं, 6 to 7 days आप फ्रिज में रख सकते हो इसको. ओके. एंड don't worry, Hinal, we will come up with red velvet cake also, and then you can join us there too. And we already
I
have
am going to
one
cover the
session.
red velvet sponge as well as with cream cheese and all of that, and icing, layering, and glass effect. The glass affecting the red velvet cake, all of it in the basic to advanced masterclass. So if you're interested, you can just enroll for it.
So yes, you can see that Dr. Krishnan will be teaching you about the red velvet and everything. So if you want, you can join her basic to advanced class, and you just saw how amazing she is. So join people, it will be great.
Thank you. Thank you so
So
much, Saloni. You were so sweet. And thank you so much, my lovely audience, for being so patient.
yes, and they love you. Like you have made such beautiful cakes. No, they all are like, it is so nice. It is so nice. They're like, it's so nice. मतलब आप comment section देखोगे ना, it's really nice. They all have
Oh,
loved
that's
it.
so sweet. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So yes, everyone, I can see that everybody has liked the session. So I want everybody to join Dr. Krishna's class and to meet her there again. And वापस से आप लोग, you can show us all this love on our Play Store also. So if you felt like that you have liked the session, please leave a comment here. Please like the channel and please subscribe to our YouTube channel and please rate us on Google Play Store. Join Dr. Krishna's basic to advanced baking class and also other classes. There are a lot of trainers teaching the cake baking, so you can join Dr. Krishna, you can join Vidhi, you can join all the other trainers that are there. There are lots of interesting classes going on. So you can always join us, okay? And also for furthermore instructions, I mean furthermore details, you can just click on the description box and there you will be able to see the app link and you will also be able to see all the upcoming courses. And if in case you have any question or queries, you can always click on the customer support number and you will be able to all your question and queries. तो जो ऐप की लिंक है वो हम लोगों ने डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में डाल दी है, आप वहाँ पे चेक कर सकते हैं। जो भी हमारे अपकमिंग कोर्सेज हैं उनकी डिटेल्स के लिए आप वहाँ पे जो लिंक है उस पर क्लिक करके उनकी डिटेल्स ले सकते हैं एंड प्लस उनको ज्वाइन भी कर सकते हैं। कस्टमर सपोर्ट का नंबर भी हम लोगों ने डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया है ताकि अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन और क्वेरीज हो तो आप उसको पूछ सकें। ओके, so yes, I hope that you all have liked and loved the session. If you have, please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and also try joining all of our courses and rate us on Google Play Store. Okay, and if you make anything, just share it in the group. We all want to see. सबको देखना है तो
I would
आप
love
please
to see, and I would love to help you with any queries or any doubts you'll have while assembling it. You'll
ग्रुप एंड दे विल बी आंसर्ड बाय डॉक्टर कृष्णा। कोई भी क्वेश्चन हो अगर आप तो वो कोर्स ग्रुप में डाल सकते हैं एंड वहाँ पे डॉक्टर कृष्णा अवेलेबल हैं, आप वहाँ पर से सारे क्वेश्चन एंड क्वेरीज पूछ सकते हैं। ओके, so I hope to see you all in our basic to baking class and till then bye bye, take care and have a great day everyone. I'll see you all there.
bye, bye.
Okay,
Thank you so much, Saloni. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye.
thank you Dr. Krishna, bye bye.
Bye, 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 bye.